Hello everybody, and welcome to My American Dream. My name once again is Rolando Alfaro, and this is My American Dream, one step at a time. So last time we talked about overcoming life's curveballs and how difficult that can be. Today I want to talk about something else, and something that's been in my mind for about a week or so. And that is that, sometimes we discount the advice that people give us. We discount the advice that family members, friends, colleagues give us just because we think that they're trying to pull us down, or because we think that they don't know what they're talking about. Let me quickly share a story with you about something similar to me that happened to me because I refused to listen. I didn't want to pay attention. I didn't want to open my eyes. This happened when I was 8 years old. In El Salvador, as you know, that's where I was born. My grandfather was a well-off man. He had coffee plantations. He had farms. He had fields for growing corn, beans, and he also had heads of cattle and horses. So every year in El Salvador, around November, mid-November, they have what are called the patron saint feasts, where you take a week dedicated to the patron saint of the town, being heavily Catholic, and all week long you have, kind of like a town party, where one day you have a procession, the next day you have fireworks, and the next day you have an event going on every day. So this was, Saturday morning, where in this case we had horse races. And the way the horse races worked were, you lined up with 3 other people and you had a heat. It was about a mile run, and then at the end, on the rope, there was a little brass ring that you had to get. Either with your hand, with a pen, but that was the goal of the race, to be the first one to get that ring. Now, if you were the fastest and missed it, and somebody else got it behind you, they won. So you had to make sure that you always grab that ring. So here I am, I entered this race like I normally did. And I learned how to ride a horse before I could even walk, so for me it was great. But I remember that my mom, she had a bad feeling about this, and she kept telling me, the whole week leading up to this, not to race. Not to get on the horse, not to do it. I had a cousin who, same thing. His mom told him not to do it because she had a bad feeling. He didn't race, But me, being who I am, I was like, Mom, what do you know? I've been riding horses. You don't know how to ride a horse. Long story short, I ignored all her advice. Now, to make a long story short, in one of the heats, I slip off the saddle of the horse. I land on the ground because, remember, this is El Salvador, so it was a dirt road with tons of rocks. And I land face first on the rock about 100 yards from the goal, from the end. And I remember that I landed, and I stood up, and I looked down, and I just see blood gushing out. Well, it turns out that I ripped off all the skin right here. I don't know how my lip didn't rip off. You could see my teeth. And the piece of my jawbone chipped off and came down through here. So that is a scar. And I have stitches on the inside of my lip as well. It took 33 stitches to put my face back together after this. 33 stitches. Why? Because I didn't take the advice of somebody whom I thought knew nothing of the subject matter. Knew nothing of riding horses, knew nothing especially about racing horses, so why should their advice matter? Now, we can apply this to our everyday lives. Now, how many times have we had a colleague, a family friend, a boss, even a loved one give us advice, but we discounted it because we know more than they do. What do they know? They're not in my field. They're not in real estate. They're not in banking. They're not in sales. They're not in shipping. What do they know? What advice can they give me? I've been doing this for X amount of years. With that mentality, you're going to end up like I did. You're going to miss deals. You're going to miss opportunities. You're going to burn bridges with that. Because if we let our egos get so big that we can't realize what we're missing, that's when we got to take a step back. There's a Chinese proverb that I like a lot. That goes, I don't know if it's Chinese, but that's the way they told it to me, and I love it. It goes somewhere along the lines that it says that a smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So don't ever discount the advice that you're given just because the person who's giving it to you might not be in your field or might not know what you're talking about. Common sense doesn't need a field or doesn't need a degree to be common sense. So don't discount that. There's always a learning opportunity, especially from where you least expect it. So be open to that all the time. Please don't be so prideful or have such a big ego like I did, that I had to pay with 33 stitches to learn this lesson. All we have to do is weigh the information. How hard is it to listen and check? If it applies, great, and if not, no big deal. All we lost was a couple minutes to listen to somebody. So once again, thank you for joining me. This is My American Dream. My name once again is Rolando Alfaro, and please, in the comments, put down something that you've gone through that's similar, advice that people have given you that you didn't discount and you got ahead. That'd be great. I want to hear about that. I want to hear about the times that you actually did listen. That'd be awesome. So join me again for the next episode, and in the meantime, subscribe. See what else comes next. Thank you again. My name is Rolando Alfaro, and this is My American Dream. Have a great day.